What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. In today's episode, we're going to talk about what is deep watering and how does it benefit your garden. A lot of you have asked me this question since uploading the carrot harvesting video, where I briefly mentioned in that video that we deeply water our carrots so we have better root development, less wiry roots on the outside of our carrot, and it just helps to give us an overall better shaped carrot. A lot of you asked that question, and so I figured I haven't done a video on that topic, so now would be a really good time to touch on that. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to touch on what is deep watering and how does it benefit your garden. So in order to first understand what is deep watering, I want to talk about the two different types of watering. So if you are shallow watering, that is where you're watering 2 inches or less. So basically the top of the surface down to 2 inches, that is how much water penetrates the soil. Or that's how deep the water penetrates the soil. If you're watering 2 inches and under, that is considered deep watering. Now for me, this is just where my personal opinion comes in. Obviously the definition is the definition. But I don't think that 2 inches in my soil is considered deep watering. Where these definitions come about is they're actually adopted from farmers. And so farmers that don't use a whole lot of irrigation or very little at all, they have to adjust their definitions to adjust to their growing style. For us, we have super deep raised beds, 12 inches deep. And since our soil is so loose and so fertile and it can hold on to water so well, I say, well, heck, why would I only want to water 3 inches to consider that a deep watering? When I can get water, because of how beautiful my soil is, I can get water 12 inches down without a problem at all. I just have to adjust how long I water or how much water I give my beds to make the water go down further. So that's why, in my opinion, I would rather water 4, 5, 6, or even more inches down. 3 inches is, 2 inches is this, 3 inches is this. Is that really worth creating a whole new word? No, not in my opinion. I need to have a marked difference. So 1 to 2 inches, I'll say that's pretty shallow. In fact, yeah, that's shallow. A lot of your crops like lettuce, spinach, arugula, your shallow rooted crops that don't have a whole lot of weight, stuff that kind of just sits right on the surface, might have a few leaves. You're not really harvesting them for a big plant or a bountiful, a big bounty of tomatoes or peppers, heavy fruits like that. They're not very top heavy plants. They don't need a big root system, and so they tend to be more of a surface plant. Things like purslane even. I think I've got some purslane around here. Yeah, I do. And that is how deep the root system is. We're talking 1 inch, 2 inches, and a little bit more than that, 2 inches. And that's because purslane grows on the surface. I mean, it's a ground cover basically. It grows like this. And so because it's not very tall, it doesn't need to have a really firm anchor into the soil. And also because it is a ground cover, it actually naturally will shade the surface of the soil, meaning that any water that does land on the soil, it's going to be retained in the area where the roots are a lot longer because of the shade that the plant provides. Now, if this plant was taller and it was more upright, it was more top heavy, and there wasn't as much shade that was cast, it would have a much deeper root system to anchor the plant down to allow it to be more stable and also to get down to where there's water to support that big of a plant. It all has to do with the style of plant. So when you're shallow watering, it's not a bad thing for some plants, but for most of your garden will benefit from a deep watering. And a deep watering is, in my opinion, anything deeper than say about 5 inches. If you're watering 5 inches and below, that's a good deep watering. I hear all the time people say, well, it's rained all week, but my plants are still dry. And I say, well, rain is not all created equal. Is it sprinkling or is it a torrential downpour? Because if it's a torrential downpour and your plants are still dry, well, then something is really wrong with your soil. Either you've got the sandiest soil on planet Earth, or you've got the hardest clay on planet Earth and it's not even absorbing, it's just running right off. Both could be the case. But if you have even moderately good soil, chances are it's probably just sprinkling here and there, and you can say, well, I can see rain is falling, but it's not actually watering your plants. Why is that? Well, that's because a surface watering is very inefficient. When you're watering very shallow, like I was getting at, those shallow rooted crops, they can absorb that stuff and they can kind of protect the soil. But in a normal garden setting, you have sun that beats down on the soil. that helps to evaporate water faster. You have a breeze like we do today. Thank goodness we have a breeze, by the way. But you have a breeze, and that breeze blows wind across the soil, and that picks up moisture, and that actually helps to dry out the soil faster as well. And so when you have these environmental conditions helping to evaporate water, the deeper you can get the water in your soil, the longer it's going to take for the water to leave your soil. And that's going to be a huge benefit to plants that can actually undergo a lot of stress if they don't have good amounts of water. Plants like trees, they have a very deep root system because they're competing against things like grasses, which have a very shallow root system. You see, the bigger the plant, the deeper the root system, and that's because biologists call this a tertiary structure. And in tertiary structure, just a big fancy word for the advancement in size. So if you have a first tertiary level, that's like moss or lichen, and they're just setting right on the surface. As those die back, they have root systems that are almost non-existent, but they cover the soil. After moss and lichen die back, that gives room for other competition in a secondary tertiary structure. So the second tier up from that would be things like grass. And grass has a little bit deeper root system because it can compete against the moss. Once it gets down deeper than the moss is, there's hopefully going to be water there that allows this to survive. After the moss grows and shades out, or after the grass grows up and shades out the moss, that actually allows the plant to grow bigger, and it actually kills away that competition. And then over time, you have small shrubs. Those shrubs have a deeper root system than the grass does. And the deeper root system allows the plant to get bigger and shades out the grass. And then after that, then you have trees. And so when you have this tertiary structure, it is basically how big the plant is and how much life it can support, and that's correlating to how deep the root system is. So when we have things like tomatoes, peppers, sunflowers, these big plants that require, they're on like a third tertiary level, you need to provide the water deep down to where those roots are saying, hey, I need to go. So you're going to have a huge benefit there. Whereas, like I said, with things like lettuce or arugula, spinach, your leafy greens, other kind of small plants like that, it's not as important to deep water, and you're not going to see a huge benefit. The next benefit to deep watering is it gives you more root development. So not only are you watering deeper because the plant's telling you it would like to be watered deeper because it's a bigger, more mature plant, it has more structure to it, but you're also going to get more roots. If you get this much roots because you're surface watering, you're going to get this much roots if you're deep watering. Why is that? Well, that's because when you deep water, the goal of a root is to go and find water and nutrients. That's the only job. And so if you water deeper, the roots are going to go seeking out that water. If you just simply water where the roots are, just a little bit at a time, you're not encouraging the roots to go out any further. The same exact thing actually applies to fertilizing. That's why I always say when you fertilize, don't just fertilize a little bit right at the base. Because if you do, you're not encouraging those roots to go out and find the nutrients. That's why we actually say put a ring around your plants a little bit further out, say 5-6 inches away from the base of the plant, so that those tiny little root tips are saying, whoa, I'm so close, I'm not there yet, I need to grow a little bit further, right? You're teasing them to grow further. That's what deep watering will help you do. And when you have a bigger root system, your plants are going to be far more drought resistant. So when you do get a lack of rain, they're going to be more resilient, they're going to be healthier. And that's why our tomatoes, even though we haven't had any rain in about 6 weeks, it's been bone dry, just brutally dry. Even though we haven't had much rain at all, our tomato plants are still looking great. In fact, so great, check it out. So check it out here. This is our tropical sunset tomato. We've got just loads of tomatoes, loads more tomatoes, loads more tomatoes, loads more tomatoes. It's getting bright because the sun's at the top of the plant here. I gotta adjust the ISO. Tons more tomatoes, and this plant is not stressed in the least. And that's because we're deep watering. When we water them, we deeply water them. And that allows the plant that, even though we haven't watered in about a week and a half, these plants are just saying, hey, I'm fine, I'm cool. So we only water them about once a week. Whereas the average gardener that's writing into us is saying, I'm watering them almost every day and my plants are still dry. Why is that? it's because you're not watering deeply. And so now I'm going to give you a really brief visual example of shallow watering versus deep watering. So I'm not going to water anything in my garden because we're in the heat of the day, and it's not smart to water your garden during the heat of the day. It can actually damage your plants and sometimes even kill them. So I'm just going to water my lawn because, well, it's pretty resilient. So what I'm going to do first is shallow watering. This is what a lot of you do. This little whipping action. Now, granted, a lot of you don't use city water. This is only in the case of a very big emergency that I would use city water. You know, same thing applies with your rain bucket, your rain barrel. If you're hand watering with a watering can, this is what you do. You water, or you water like this and you move on. 1 second, 2 seconds, move on. Folks, in order to deep water, it takes time. Slot out an hour and a half, 2 hours to water your garden at the end of the night. If you really need to water, do it once a week rather than 4 or 5 times a week, but only spending 15, 20 minutes watering. Spend more time really soaking it. Each plant, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. I will typically water my plants if I'm using the hose, which I rarely do, but if I do have to use the hose, I'm watering for each plant for 15, 20 to up to 20 seconds per plant. And what that equals is, you guys are gonna say, well, how many gallons is that? How much is that? It's roughly, for my hose, it's roughly about 1.5 gallons. So I'm giving them about 1.5 gallons of water, but I'm only doing it once a week. And that's because I'm deeply watering. I'm allowing all of that water to flow down through the soil. It's not flowing out. It's not getting splattered around like a, Bob Ross smacking the devil out of a paintbrush.
Beat the devil out of it.
If you're not doing that, you're soaking it deeply, and that is going to allow your root systems to actually take up that water, and it's going to be deeper down in the soil, so when the sun comes out and the wind comes out, it doesn't just leave the soil right away, resulting in stressed plants. That's the difference between shallow watering and deep watering, and that's the difference it can make in your garden. It's so important, and it's something that we have always implemented, and we have never, ever had bad results from. It will always benefit you, I guarantee it. And the final note is that with your root crops, things like beets, carrots, parsnips, radishes, and stuff like that, it actually gives you better shaped roots. This comes full circle to the carrot harvesting video, which is what we talked about. When you deep water a carrot, you actually encourage root development. Now, when you encourage root development, you're going to get straighter roots. You're going to get less wiry roots. You're going to get less surface roots because you're watering deeply. And that means the carrot is being encouraged to grow deeper down in the soil. It's forming a straighter taproot. It's not getting a bunch of these white wiry side roots, because if you get a lot of those, that's a sign that you're surface watering. And the carrot is a plant just like any other plant. And it's saying, well, if there's only water on the surface, I'm not going to grow deeper, I'm just going to grow out. And that gives you very stumpy, wiry, fibery roots that don't really look very appealing, they don't taste very good, and they're usually woodier and less flavorful. They're less tender, and they got a lot of other side growth going on that makes it hard to clean, hard to cut and process and eat, and it just looks like you're eating a root system rather than a carrot. So you're gonna get better shaped roots, better shaped produce in the long run. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, make sure to throw a like up there, especially because I'm sweating this one out for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. As always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow big or go home. We'll catch you all later. See ya. Bye.